So this is the time to start our practical experiments, students of semester 4. Okay, so I want to tell you what all experiments are there in the syllabus in semester 4. So I have written them on the board for you. So there are students, redox titrations, iodometric titrations, permanganometry, precipitation titrations, and gravimetry. This last one we don't do generally in the laboratory. If time permits, I will show you the demonstration. Okay, but we are going to do redox titrations, under which we have the first one as dichrometric titration, students. Under dichrometry, we have two experiments. Number one, estimation of ferrous ions, estimation of ferric ions, and second one is iodometry, under which we are going to do estimation of Cu+2 ions, and third one is permanganometry, under which we have estimation of sodium oxalate, and this is fourth one. Okay, precipitation titrations, under which we have estimation of Zn+2 ions, that is zinc ions, and the other one is gravimetry, students. Okay, so all these come under volumetric titrations, volumetric analysis, and this is under gravimetric analysis. I told you in the first class of semester 3 the difference between volumetry and gravimetry also, and under this we have estimation of nickel ions using, that is dimethyl glyoxime, which we call it shortly as DMG. Okay, and also students, if possible, I have uploaded a video of 1 mark questions on this volumetric analysis. Okay, if you can go through, you will find questions based on this also. Okay, so these are all the experiments, students. So in this class, we are going to learn the first dichrometric titration under redox titrations, that is estimation of ferrous ions. So students, a short introduction about redox titrations, which can also be called as oxidation reduction reactions or titrations. In these, we observe that oxidation and reduction they both occur together, or they take place together. You know what oxidation is, what reduction is, and under which we have dichrometric titration, students. So dichrometric titrations, we observe oxidation by potassium dichromate, whose formula is K2Cr2O7. That means K2Cr2O7 acts as the oxidizing agent. Okay, and also in dichrometric titrations, this K2Cr2O7 which acts as the oxidizing agent, it forms the standard solution. Okay, so if you want, you can just write down in your notebook. Actually, in the observation book, you can start with the experiment, like how we have done in the previous semester. This is just for your information, students. Okay, you know what redox titrations are, and under which we have first, because in this class we are going to learn dichrometric titration. So I have given what happens in the dichrometry. Okay, if you want, you note down these points in your observation notebook. So students, put the heading estimation of Fe+2 ions. This is the first experiment of semester 4, students. So estimation of Fe+2 ions. Put the main heading estimation of Fe+2 ions. Next, side heading aim. So what is the aim of the experiment? To estimate the amount of ferrous ions present in the given solution by dichrometry. Given solution by dichrometry. To estimate the amount of Fe+2 ions present in the given solution by dichrometry. Okay, students, that is the aim of the experiment. Next comes principle. So this is the most important part, principle. So what is the principle of this experiment? Write down. Ferrous ions ferrous ions get oxidized quantitatively by potassium dichromate. So that is K2Cr2O7. I told you this is used as an oxidizing agent. Okay. So as we are using K2Cr2O7, Fe plus 2 ions, they get oxidized, and this happens in the presence of an acid. Okay, in the presence of an acid, and this reaction can be used for the estimation of ferrous ions present in the given solution. Okay, ferrous ions, they get oxidized by K2Cr2O7 in the presence of an acid, and this reaction can be used for the estimation of, or to estimate the amount of ferrous ions present in the given solution. Now, this principle, put it in the form of a reaction. Ferrous ions, they get oxidized by K2Cr2O7. So, we take a ferrous solution. So, write down 6Fe plus 2. 6Fe plus 2 plus Cr2O7 minus 2. So, this is K2Cr2O7. This is some ferrous ion solution. For example, FeSO4. So, Cr2O7 minus 2. This reaction is taking place in the presence of an acid. So, that acid, we are writing it as H plus. So, 14H plus students. Once again, 6Fe plus 2 plus Cr2O7 minus 2 plus 14H plus gives. So, ferrous ions are oxidized. So, they are converted into ferric ions. 6Fe plus 3 plus 2 to plus 3. So, plus 2Cr plus 3. 2Cr plus 3 plus 7H2O. Okay. So, when you are asked the principle to write down, you have to write down this one, and also you have to write the reaction, students. Completed? Below write down. Indicator. So, the indicator used in this experiment, sodium diphenyl amine sulfonate. Sodium diphenyl amine sulfonate. Below. End point. End point is appearance of blue color. Appearance of blue color. So, this is all under aim and principle, students. So, let's move on to the procedure of the experiment. So, students, there will be 2 steps in the procedure of this experiment. Kindly put the side heading procedure. Written? Okay. Step 1. Step 1. Preparation of standard potassium dichromate solution. Preparation of standard K2Cr2O7 solution. Preparation of standard K2Cr2O7 solution. Underline it, students. Done? Okay. So, how to prepare this standard K2Cr2O7 solution? So, we take 1.471 grams of K2Cr2O7. Okay. So, we will weigh that much amount of potassium dichromate. So, we will dissolve it in distilled water, taking a 250 ml volumetric flask, and later we will make up the volume to the mark, and also we can calculate molarity of K2Cr2O7. Okay, students. So, write down. Weigh about 1.471 grams of K2Cr2O7, dissolve it in distilled water. Dissolve it in distilled water in a standard flask. In a 250 ml standard flask. Full stop. Make up the volume to the mark. Make up the volume to the mark, shake well Shake well and calculate molarity of K2Cr2O7. K2Cr2O7. Okay students, this is the first step. Next, first we'll write the procedure and then we will note down the tables, that is observations and calculations. Second step is estimation of Fe+2 ions, or you can write estimation of ferrous ions. Okay, so here you will be given the unknown Fe+2 ion solution. So we have to take 10 ml of this unknown solution into a clean conical flask, and to this 10 ml we are supposed to add 15 ml of dilute H2SO4, 3 ml of orthophosphoric acid. Next comes a few drops of the indicator and also 2 test tubes of distilled water. So all these to be taken in a clean conical flask. So please write down, pipette out 10 ml of the given unknown ferrous solution into a clean conical flask, comma, add 15 ml dilute H2SO4, 15 ml dilute H2SO4, comma, 3 ml orthophosphoric acid, comma, 3 ml orthophosphoric acid, comma, 2 to 3 drops of indicator, comma, dilute to 50 ml. So this is nothing but here we add 2 test tubes of distilled water. Dilute to 50 ml by adding 2 test tubes of distilled water. So all these are taken in a conical flask, and what should be done? And titrate against standard potassium dichromate solution. That standard dichromate solution we prepared it in the first step. Okay, so that standard K2Cr2O7 solution will be taken in the burette, students. Again, standard K2Cr2O7 solution taken in the burette till the appearance of intense blue color. So we have seen the end point is appearance of blue color. Okay, so we should stop at this point, students. We should note down the reading. So we have to repeat the titration. Okay, so that we get at least 2 values same. So we have to full stop here, repeat the titration and calculate molarity of the given ferrous ion solution. Molarity of the given, here you will be calculating molarity of ferrous ions. Okay, so this is the second step, students. So procedure we have only 2 steps. Step 1 is preparation of standard K2Cr2O7 solution. Second one is estimation of ferrous ions. So after doing the experiment, we will learn to do the calculation part. So put the side heading observations and calculations. Observations and calculations. Underline it, students. Below that, step 1. Step 1 in the procedure, we have done preparation of standard K2Cr2O7 solution. Okay. So here calculations and observations of step 1. Write down weight of the empty weighing bottle. Students, once go back to the first video of semester 3 volumetric titrations. There I have shown you the burette, pipette, weighing bottle, all those things I have shown. So for your reference, you can go back and check the first video of the volumetric titrations. So weight of the empty weighing bottle denoted by W1 is equal to dash grams. Next, weight of the bottle plus K2Cr2O7. So whatever weight we are getting in the first step, that plus the weight of the substance, that is denoted by W2 is equal to dash grams. Next students, below that, after weighing the substance, we transfer into the standard flask, okay, through a funnel. That also I have shown you. So weight of the bottle after transferring the substance, we should never forget to take this weight, that is W3 grams. W3 is equal to dash grams. Weight of the bottle after transferring the substance, that is W3 is equal to dash grams. Next comes weight of the substance transferred into the flask. So the actual amount of the substance that is transferred into the flask, we get it from W2 and W3 students. W2 is bottle plus substance. W3 is after transferring the substance, weight of the bottle. So if we do W2 minus W3, we get the actual amount of the substance transferred into the flask. Okay. So weight of the substance transferred, W2 minus W3 equals to dash grams. Therefore, molarity of K2Cr2O7 equals to weight by liter into molecular weight. So the weight we are supposed to take W2 minus W3. So W2 minus W3 by 294.18, that is molecular weight of K2Cr2O7 into 1000 by 250. So why are we taking 1000 by 250 students? Because we are preparing the solution in a 250 ml flask. Okay, substituting the values, and after calculation we get the molarity of K2Cr2O7. So next is step 2 students. Do you remember how to do this step 2? We have to write the reaction which we have written under the principle. The same reaction you will copy here students. 6Fe plus 2 plus Cr2O7 minus 2 plus 14H plus gives 6Fe plus 3 plus 2Cr plus 3 plus 7H2. Completed the reaction? Okay. Next comes the table students. So draw neatly with a scale and pencil. First column, serial number. Next, volume of the unknown Fe plus 2 solution. Next, burette readings under which we have initial and final. Next is volume of K2Cr2O7. So K2Cr2O7 is taken in the burette students. So wherever we get the wherever the end point is reached, that reading we are supposed to enter in the final readings column. So serial numbers 1, 2, 3, because we are doing 3 titrations. Volume of the given unknown solution we have taken. How much have we pipetted out students? 10 ml. So 10, 10, 10. Initial reading 0, 0, 0. Final is the reading where the end point is observed. So final minus initial gives the volume of K2Cr2O7. Next, below the table, write down the formula. M1V1 by N1 is equal to M2V2 by N2. Below that, write down K2Cr2O7 versus Fe plus 2 ion solution. So below write down students, M1 we take molarity of K2Cr2O7. So this is from step 1 value you can write here. Next V1 volume of K2Cr2O7, that is the burette reading. Next N1 number of moles of K2Cr2O7 is equal to 1 from the reaction. Next M2 molarity of Fe plus 2 ions. which is to be determined. So is equal to question mark. Next, V2, volume of Fe plus 2 ion solution. It is equal to 10 ml. So next is the N2, number of moles of Fe plus 2. From the reaction, it is equal to 6. Okay. So what is to be calculated, students? Using this set of values, M2 can be calculated using the formula M1 V1 by N1 equals to M2 V2 by N2. Have you completed, students? Okay. So students, M2 is equal to M1 V1 N2 by N1 V2. So substituting all the values, we can calculate M2. Okay, that is molarity of the Fe plus 2 ions. So finally, result, the amount of Fe plus 2 ions, the amount of Fe plus 2 ions present in the given solution, is equal to M2, that is molarity of Fe plus 2 ions, multiplied by molecular weight. It is equal to M2 into 56. So the value which is obtained here, you will enter here, students, into 56 is equal to dash grams per liter. Okay. So this is all about estimation of ferrous ion, students. Okay. So this is a short and sweet experiment. Okay. Please complete your observation books. Write down in your notebooks and keep it ready. Okay, students. Thank you.